Hey everyone, Magic Man Scott 40k here, back at more Dawn of War Soulstorm action. Today is going to be a 4v4 with Sister Battle gameplay, and I really like this one. So this happened recently. This was the last match I did. This happened around, I think, 6 o'clock p.m. Usually I stop playing around like 2:30, but for some reason the game was still active for a long time. Usually everyone's gone by 2, but I kept seeing new lobbies and I was like, might as well keep playing, I guess. Because usually around 2 it dies down to like no one, but for some reason there was a lot of lobbies and it was just more active than usual. I'm not sure why, but it was definitely more active than usual. And this was the last match I did. So I got Sister Battle. I picked random. And I'll be very honest with you. My teammates did most, if not all, the work. I tried to play well, but there was so much happening. And this is a kind of a big map. So it was very difficult for me to get to manage this side here. You have to manage this side here, right? You have to manage this side here. So it was very difficult for me to manage all the sides. So I got very, very confused. And yeah. Now my favorite part of this fight was the last like 5 minutes. I'm gonna show you the whole thing, but the main reason I'm making this is for the last 5 minutes. It's a fantastic fight. I think you'll really like it. Anyways, so this is me. I picked random. My teammates are Fieft, also Sister Battle. Got a purple look to it. Pretty cool. Zeus. I think Zeus is in a clan. I've seen him a lot in the quick start community. The quick start community is pretty active. And I think he's also like a professional player. I haven't watched a Soulstorm tournament in a long time, so I don't know who the active players are in that. But I want to say, I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's a professional player, with him being in a clan and everything. And then we have Kestrus. Kestrus, I admit, beat me a few times in my recent team games. Most of my team games, I just lost to this guy. And Kestrus, I would say, is one of the best sister players out there. He makes sister players... He makes sisters look overpowered. Just an absolute monster of a player. Now, if you guys don't know, I do think sisters is the weakest faction in the game. Mostly because they just have less options than everyone. They don't really have any real long range options. They just don't have... They really just need more options, and they would be like everyone else. But because their options are so limited, I do think they're the weakest faction. But this guy makes sisters look overpowered. So, very strong player. And then we got Liska. Liska does nothing but 4v4s. So he should be a 4v4 god. That's all he does, like, every day, all day. So, Liska has Necrons. He only plays Necrons. So he should be a Necron god. Then we have Mikasana. Mikasana, I admit, I think he's like me, where he was confused the whole game, because a lot of the stuff he didn't make a lot of sense. You'll see him do a lot of strange things. None of the things he really did make sense. So, and he didn't really play guard correctly, to be honest with you. But he tried, you know, he tried. I'll give him an A for effort. Now, when it comes to gameplay, and playing Soulstorm, I don't really care if you play the game correctly. I just care if you're pressing buttons. If you're pressing buttons, you got my sign of approval. I don't care if you're a great player or the worst player. You can be the worst player ever, but as long as you're pressing buttons, you can beat my teammate. So that's where I stand at. Same thing with other online games. As long as you're pressing buttons, you can be my teammate. The one thing I'm very against is like trolls and like time wasters and like friendly fire, stuff like that. Anything that wastes time. If you're doing stuff like that, then I don't really respect you. But if you're pressing buttons, if you're doing the objective, then that's good enough. And also, I really only respect online players. I don't like, you have to be active. People who've been offline for a while, I just forget them, you know. So you gotta be active too. And then we have Net as Chaos. So we got Chaos here and Chaos over here. They do fight it out. You'll see a Chaos mirror. So, and yeah, I think I introduced the players and the teams. This does get pretty confusing pretty quickly, but hopefully I can capture all of it. And again, I just really want to skip to the last 5 minutes and show you the battle, but I think that there's a lot of people out there who want to see the whole thing, so this is for you guys. And yeah, I think I'll go ahead and start it. And yeah, I'll be honest with you, I did not play well at all. I was just extremely confused. And yeah.
I serve the sisterhood.
So this is basically my standard build order as Sisters. I decided on a main build order. Sisters has like 20 build orders, but this is the one I like the most. Basically quick flamethrowers. That's like my go-to build order. It's not very good, but it's fun.
With the Emperor's creed in hand.
Yeah, this guy here makes Sisters look busted. Which they're not. If you go through their whole list of stuff, they're clearly not. Chaos put a turret here, and to be honest with you, I had no idea whose turret it was. And then he said, build something. Build it. And I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know whose turret this was. I wasn't looking. So my plan was to destroy a turret. That was like my whole plan as Sisters. I was gonna destroy this turret here. That was my plan. But Chaos confused me, so I didn't do it. My plan was to do this. Sisters are probably the best at destroying turrets. That's like the one thing they're good at. Yeah. And the thing about that is you can't stop it. It does % damage, so I don't think you can repair it. So that's unavoidable turret destruction. Now you can focus down the builders, and if you focus down the builders, they can't use the ability. So now you have the Sisters turret. The Sisters turret is pretty good. Sorry about that. But yeah, the Sisters turret is pretty good. Looks like Chaos is applying pressure. Not great pressure, but pressure. And then we see turret spam here. Now when you see turret spam, usually you go for vehicles or something. You try to outdo your opponent. Now here I accidentally made 3 squads. You can see here I have 3 squads, and that was an accident. I didn't mean to buy that many. And now flamethrowers are kind of useless, but that was my plan. My plan was to make flamethrowers, so I went for flamethrowers anyways. Because that was my plan, right? But I can't really use flamethrowers against this. And you can see here, Sisters is already pushing Liska into a corner. And Liska he plays all day, every day. So pushing Liska back is actually very impressive. Necrons are very weird. I do think they're one of the strongest factions in the game, but they do need setup time. And if they do have setup time, they do become the strongest faction in the game. But at the very start, at the first like 2 minutes, they're definitely not the strongest faction in the game, not even close. So it's a very odd race. So here I got super confused. I can't push this without some kind of tank. And there's snipers here too, so good luck pushing that. So here I decided to go sides. I got bored. I'll be honest, I got bored waiting here. I need some kind of the Chaos Lord I think can destroy all this, to be honest with you. His weapon does massive building damage. He can just whack on these buildings and it'll go down. But I need the Chaos Lord to take damage. And this guy wasn't. So I decided to just give up. So here I'm doing sides, and I do go flamethrowers. This guy decided to just turn it up right here, which isn't really a Sisters thing. They're kind of garbage at defense. But this guy just goes pure defense for some reason. And there's no faith, you can see here. Now for me, I usually get 2 faith upgrades. That's usually enough for me. That's usually all you need. So here I go quick flamethrowers. It is 5 minutes. I guess it's not that fast. But yeah. But you can see here he's definitely pushing Liska back, which is very impressive. Cannon is down. A half dead Necron Lord just killed like a squad. It's a good job there. Here, I think this is my first fight. It took like 6 minutes to get to my first fight, but you know. Deletes the Forbidden Archive. Pretty smart. The Forbidden Archive is more of a distraction building. So. A nice teamwork from Mikasana. I don't know if Mikasana's... I don't think he's that good of a guard player, but I think this is excellent teamwork. And again, these builders here can destroy this. The sister builders. But you can see here, we just kind of micro and pick our fights. And Sisters don't really have an answer for snipers, so I just gotta walk out of there. Now here I need like a Rhino or some kind of armor upgrade, because I have no chance against there's no shot I can deal with these snipers. But yeah, pretty good job pressuring these guys. Oh yeah, one thing I want to mention is sister buildings are weirdly tanky. So you can see here it's 2800, which is really high for no reason. If we look at the other factions, they're much lower. So I think like here, yeah, so 2700, 2800. So the Space Marine buildings are a little bit higher. And this one's, but anyways, this being 2800 is just a lot higher than most factions for like no reason. So what you can do is just kind of wait here and do nothing, because this building's gonna take forever to take out. And Chaos makes Defilers. Defilers are probably one of the best units in the game, just because they can do everything. Jack of all trades vehicle. I don't know if he's using the Defilers correctly. He's shooting this building down. This building's not really a threat. Now you can see nothing shooting. So now there's 3 players here. I put a squad here and here just to keep an eye on things. But you can see this guy is not really using his missionaries correctly. So yeah, I don't know if this playstyle is very sisters, but whatever. I will say fire does high damage to demons. So maybe fire spam is correct against chaos. This guy is this is pretty smart. I actually really like this. Hell Talon spam. Hell Talon spam works on pretty much anything. I thought it was odd that I was the only one with flamethrowers. There's 3 sister players here, and I'm the only one with flamethrowers and grenades. So I thought that was odd. So you have grenade cultists and upgraded grenade cultists, and then you have like 4 Hell Talons here. Hell Talons are weirdly tanky. They have 3,000 health, which is more than a Rhino. Anything higher than a Rhino is weird. Cannons down. Not really using the Defilers correctly, to be honest with you. They're anti-building, and you can see here they're not taking down buildings, but it's whatever. You can see here his entire right side got wiped out, and there was 2 of us, so that's very impressive. Taking out 2 players with one army. So I would say good job there. And it looks like I did reach tier 2. Yeah, so I just hit tier 2. I spent so much on my tier 1 army.
Many wars have we served the Emperor.
So here I go heavy bolters. This is my anti-sniper thing. And I got I think I go Confessor here, but I don't remember, to be honest. I might go Confessor here or something. But you can see why I was confused. You have a lot of guardsmen here, and then you have a lot of vehicles here. So what do? You can't really do both, can you? It's hard. It's very difficult to do both. Now guard has anti-vehicle. This shuts down the whole Rhino idea. I think the play right now is actually assassins. Then this guy here, the snipers, goes in. Grey Knights, hammer. So his melee damage is very high. So he's got a very high melee damage build order. And I don't think Sisters has a real way of dealing with melee units, like close range units. So I think this is pretty smart from Space Marine. It is interesting that this guy has a very expensive tier 1 turrets, snipers, very expensive tier 1, and he also has Grey Knights, which are pretty expensive. So he has a very expensive army. You can see he spent much more money on his army than I did, and somehow my army. You would think my army would be bigger because it's cheaper, right? And this guy spent so much money on his. So, but yeah, I think by all means my army should be bigger than his. But oh well. I did take a lot of casualties. So I did respond to this. I'm looking over here. I did notice this.
The enemies of man cannot stand before us.
I do end up making assassins. I think that was the play. I think as soon as I saw the Force Commander, I made the assassins to help out. And you can see Chaos is tier 3. Grey Knights actually cut right through Obliterators. They like one-shot Obliterators. So this is actually a very risky build order. So yeah, you can see there, Space Marine's army is just gone. I think it was smart though. And these Hell Talons can destroy these vehicles no problem. So pretty smart there. And then this was very odd. Upgraded guardsman just running towards my base. He runs towards my base and runs away. So that was very odd. Destroyers are great against sisters. Sometimes they go down to Meltas very quickly. If you have Meltas, destroyers are not an issue. But if you don't have Meltas, destroyers become a nightmare. And you can see how weirdly tanky this building is. There's like 5, all these guys are anti-building. There's like 20 anti-building here. And it takes like 20 seconds to take it down. So you can see how weirdly tanky these buildings are. Yeah, all these guys are anti-building and it still took a while. So now we got demons. Now it's chaos versus chaos. So one guy did fast Hell Talons and the other guy did fast demons. So we'll see who wins. Grey Knights would still be excellent here. And we can't push middle because middle has a bunch of junk. Very powerful. This is an extremely powerful Necron army. I will say that. He really has to micro this though. If you micro, yeah, there goes all his vehicles. So interesting. You can see the purple here, right? So this guy is on the far right corner, and somehow he ended up over here on the far left. So that's a bit confusing. Now this is a very powerful army, I would say. It doesn't have a whole lot of range, but other than that, it is pretty strong. Here I take out the chaos buildings. I saw something red and attacked it. I should probably be helping out my teammates, but whatever. And then Zeus, my teammate, does this building assassination. Now what's funny is if he kept the Hell Talons, he could have easily destroyed this building here. If he had those Hell Talons, he could have easily destroyed it. So I think this right here is actually pretty funny. And then you have Space Marines tier 3. So new Grey Knights, new Force Commander, new Terminators. Space Marine must be rolling in money to have this kind of army. I do think Grey Knights is the right choice because they're anti-demon. And I feel bad for Liska here. He's getting like, how do you deal with this as Necrons? The Monolith would get like one-shotted. I have no idea what the right answer to this would even be. So I do think Sisters is the weakest faction, but I really don't know the answer to this. Like, how do you deal with that? So that's what makes Sisters so weird. I basically went around the map destroying buildings, so not my best moment, I would say. I think Chaos used up everything, so he's got nothing. Now I will say Liska was actually not the host this time. I think it was Who was the host? I think it was either these two. Either Net or 3Y3. I think Space Marine was actually the host. So if Necrons goes down, the game doesn't like crash, which is nice. You can see this Dreadnought dying in seconds. So again, like how do you, like this is easily the weakest army in the game, but at the same time there's no, I don't know if they're the right answer to this. Maybe just a million Storm Boys. A million Storm Boys would be able to kill this. That's what makes Sisters so odd. They're like the weakest and strongest army at the same time. You can see this push here. I think this guard player and me are the same. This is a very weird push. But then again, his whole army's right here, right? This is his entire army. So actually not a bad idea to push. Fire does really well against guard, and fire does really well against demons. So we'll have to see. I think plasma would have been a lot better. Plasma cuts right through armor. Now here I didn't really have an answer to this. My army was in this Rhino, so I didn't really have an answer to this. But very nice aggression. And I think Sisters actually loses a lot here. Yeah, so now he doesn't have any factories. So if any of these girls die, you can't replace them. Looks like Ketsuru went tier 4, which is actually very impressive. Because he has what? He has this captured. And then he's got... His economy is not insane. His economy is not like super crazy. So I'm actually impressed he went to tier 4 for this economy. So Space Marine's over here. I think Space Marine's also over here. So Space Marine's trying to be fancy. Here I think I hit tier 3 because nothing was working. And when nothing is working, I go up a level. That's basically my only answer. So my army, you can see my army did nothing. My army got slaughtered. But this army here is killing everything. So honestly, I don't even understand that at all. My army should be killing everything, but it's not. But yeah, my answer was just to go tier 3. You can see Terminator's out, right? These Terminators. So I think I'm actually behind. I have plus 97 to 50 economy, but you can see I'm very behind on the game. You can see all these tier 3 units. I don't really have an answer for that, except maybe just assassin spam. I don't know if there's a psyker. Oh, there's a psyker in this squad, I think. Now it's important to destroy resources because that's how you play the game. But you need the buildings to spend the resources, right? You need these factories to spend the resources. So honestly, once these buildings go down, you really don't need to attack the resources anymore. So honestly, I think they spent like 2 minutes destroying these resources. I mean, you didn't really have to. It is fun destroying these buildings, but if you really want to kill a player, take them out of the game. I would have destroyed the HQ and then just moved on to a different player. If they're tier 1 again, then they're not a threat. So I think once this building went down, I would just moved on to the next player. That would have been a lot smarter, but whatever. And here I captured Necron land because I was looking over here. Space Marine just attacked me, so I actually had no clue Necron was dead. Like, where's Necron at? So I actually had no clue this was gone. And I had no clue this was happening. Like, what? This fight here has been going on for what, like 3 minutes, 4 minutes? So I think this is where the game actually gets interesting. And both Chaos players are spamming Hell Talons. Maybe Hell Talons are the new meta. I try to get good at this game, but people do these weird build orders that I don't expect. And it really throws me off. So you can see here Chaos is cleaning up. He's killing everything. And what's interesting is Chaos is over here, right? Chaos is pretty far away. So you had to walk all the way over here. But he did manage to kill everything. And I think Guard could have survived. Guard had those transports. So if Guard wanted to, he could have drove away and survived. So kind of a huge blunder for Guard. Now again, I can't really look over here and look over here at the same time. So you can see Living Saint here. Good job. Guard's tier 3. You got the assassin somewhere. Good job. Oh, their building goes down. HQ goes down. I guess this would be the time to do an economy check. I'll go ahead and do an economy check, because maybe Guard is tier 4, I don't know. So I have 94 to 49. Not the best economy, but I think it's playable. It's pretty good, I think. And most of the sister units are pretty cheap, so I think this is fine. One thing I will say is even at 30 minutes, I was not maxed out. There was just too many upgrades. Sisters has 1 million upgrades, right? So I was not maxed out even at the end. But yeah, I think this economy is like playable. And then we have Fieft. Fieft, right? There's an I there. So Fieft. Which is this guy here. This player here. He has plus 10 income. That's a weird number, plus 10. These are plus 6 each. So I'm not sure where the plus 10 is even. I'm not even sure where that's coming from. That doesn't even make sense. I think the lowest you can have is like plus 12. This is plus 6. This is plus 6. So I even know where. I actually don't know where the plus 10 is even coming from. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And it does look like his army died. So looks like Fieft is out of the game for a long time. Actually, I don't even know if he can play. Does he have a builder? Like, I don't even know if he can make a new army. So Fieft might just be straight up out of the game. Necrons plus 12, but 300 in the bank. I think that's enough to bounce back from. And it looks like he's about to increase his economy. So, yeah, I think he can honestly bounce back. Guard, wow, look at that. 157, 105. And he's got like 2,000 in the bank. Almost 3,000 in the bank. So Guard can easily recover, for sure. Guard can go from level 1 to level 3, no problem. So, yeah, I think he can easily recover. That is a crazy economy. So good for him. Absolute bonkers economy right there. That's actually, I would say that's more than you need. This is almost too much economy. Then you have Space Marines. Space Marine also has bonkers economy. 164. I guess this is why he can make. He was spamming Grey Knights. With this much economy, you can definitely spam Grey Knights. So now I'm starting to see how. And he can easily Yeah, I bet you can hit tier 4. You can easily hit tier 4 of this kind of money. So I can see why he's able to spam Terminators and spam Grey Knights. Yeah, this makes a lot more sense. What is he buying? Oh, Librarian. I guess he must have lost this fight then, right here. He had Terminators, Dreadnoughts, and the whole 9 yards. But it was 2 players. It was basically 2 players against 1. But yeah, I don't know if purple can even like play anymore. I think purple is pretty much out of the game. And then we have Chaos. Chaos lost his HQ, right? He can't make anything. 76 to 57. That's actually not bad. It's pretty decent economy. So I think this is actually doable. But the problem is I don't know if he has an HQ. So I think he's level 1. I'm not sure how this works, but I think he's level 1 again. But he's got these level 3 buildings. So I'm not sure how that... Yeah, I actually have no clue how this works. But 76 to 57 is playable, I think. So I think the other team has like twice the money we have. For sure. Sisters, 108 to 65. And I have 90 something. So we have pretty much the same economy. But he's tier 4. We have basically the same economy, but he's tier 4 and killing everybody. And I'm tier 3. So you can just see the massive difference between me and this guy. We have basically the same resources, and he's just outplaying everyone. Just absolutely insane player. Chaos, 95 to 78. So both Chaos players have about the same amount of money. The other Chaos guy had plus 70. So I would say pretty much everyone has the same economy, except for Necrons and purple. So when it comes to resources, I think everyone's pretty much even. But Guard has like 3,000 in the bank, which is like, holy crap, man. Now here I was not looking, so my army just basically just died. But Sisters was very cheap and kind of expendable, so I didn't really care. I kind of wanted brownie points. I can say officially that I helped you. Like no one can say like I helped this guy, right? My army died like instantly, but I helped him. So I think I get brownie points for that. And here I managed to kill these cultists. Now cultists actually do crazy high damage to Space Marine and Sisters. So I'm super glad I was able to kill them. That would have been a real threat. So it looks like me and the other sister player are the only real danger. Everyone else is basically dead. Guard can become a threat if he spends his money right. See now, so a second ago these dreadnoughts died instantly, but now they're actually a threat again. So I don't understand. I really don't understand Sisters at all. Sometimes they're unstoppable, sometimes they're not. I really don't get it. But you can see here my army is not that good, to be honest with you. It's pretty weak. I think I'm trying too much, maybe. I'm trying to do 50 things. So, I don't know. Everyone's trying to do like 100 things. So, we'll see. So, Gar's tier 2. Necrons is becoming tier 2. Oh! Did the HQ go down? How did he... Interesting. Sorry I missed that. But somehow he sniped the Space Marine HQ. Right? Yeah. The Space Marine HQ must have gotten sniped. Very good job from Sisters. I don't even know how you could do that. Because you have all this crap here. And then I have no idea where the assassin's at. Let me go find the assassin real quick. Because the assassin, like, one-shots the Living Saint. Oh, no assassin. And no command squad. I see. So somehow the assassin died. Still pretty bonkers economy, even without the HQ. But I'm not sure how this works. Like, is he level 1? Is he level 2? Like, I don't know how that works. Yeah, I didn't even notice the HQ got sniped. It's a good job there. Defilers are pretty good against Sisters because they really don't have much range. I think the Defilers outrange them. So this is pretty good play, I think. Just Defiler spam. I think here I gotta run away. There's just too much stuff going on. Oh yeah, here I push. This is me, actually. So I decided to push middle using my tier 4 units. And I don't have the relic, but I got these tier 4 vehicles. So I decided to push this side here. And I used my Exorcist ability. The Exorcist ability, Hunter Missile, does massive damage to buildings. So I used a Hunter Missile to basically clear all this out. And then Sisters actually helped me out here. So, Sisters basically soloed. You can see Guard, right? So, this sister player basically took out Guard by herself. I didn't really help that much. And now they're taking out middle. And this HQ went down somehow. So, you can just see, like, we have the same economy. But just an absolute monster of a player. Like, I'm barely... I can't even push this side. I can't... Like, there's too much stuff here. I can't push this. But you can see the sister player just absolutely annihilating everything. So you can see the massive difference between me and this guy. I think purple... Is purple, like... Yeah, purple's basically dead. And he did have the Mars pattern command, which is the Baneblade. So he did stop the Baneblade from coming out. I don't know if the Baneblade would have been a game changer or not. Like, I don't know. Here's another example of Guard just being confused, I think. What's funny is I think Guard is a great player. Like, his economy is fantastic, and building here was smart. So I don't know. Like, sometimes he's smart, sometimes he does stupid stuff like this. So now basically Space Marine and Chaos are the only real threats. Guard has like infinite money, so he can buy whatever he wants. So here I capture the middle. I finally got a relic. So now I can go tier 4 if I want. Nice scouting here from Chaos. I don't know how... I actually have no idea how this is alive. But we managed to take that out. Now I think here is the big fight I was talking about. This is the fight I wanted to skip to. And Space Marine does this really odd thing where he attacks my base. Which, fair enough. I mean, I guess maybe he got jealous. His HQ went down, and now he's trying to take out my HQ. What's funny is I was never really a threat. I have maybe like 10 kills. Like, I'm not really a threat to anyone. So it's interesting. Maybe he's trying to HQ snipe this guy. But yeah, it's interesting that he attacked me. I don't know how I survived this. I don't really have anything. I don't have any defense. More Hell Talons spam. And I got all these assassins. I got scared of the Force Commander. I don't really have an answer to that. Really nice teamwork here. And you can see Necrons is pretty much recovered. It's a good job there, Necrons. And you can see there's just a bunch of junk happening. At tier 3, you do have the Melta upgrade. So these Meltas should be maxed out. So it looks like Chaos saved me. So that's nice. I don't know if Chaos... Yeah, Chaos never lost his buildings. He never got attacked, I don't think. So Chaos should be full strength. There we go. Oh, and if you're wondering, there was a novel where there was Chaos sisters. They were like Sinesh, I think. It's very rare. It's extremely rare that sisters are Chaos, but it does happen. That's the most random dreadnought ever. Well, now you can teleport a builder, maybe. You can teleport a builder here and build something. He's got like 3,000 in the bank. Not a bad army from guard. He's just missing... Just really needs a sniper. And he really needs a basilisk. He can... Okay, this is the fight I was talking about. This fight here is awesome. And I actually watched it a couple times. It was just super cool. And I'll be honest with you, the Living Saint's not that good. You can see a Living Saint going down here. So the Living Saint's not that great. But yeah, I think this is one of my favorite fights of all time. Just an absolutely fantastic fight. I think the assassin would have just... It would have solved so many issues. Oh my god. The Living Saint would not be an issue. This demon would not be an issue. The assassin would have solved so many problems. Oh yeah, something weird does happen. So Liska is buying pariahs. You can see pariahs are right here. And then he just quits. He doesn't die. He just quits. I thought that was weird. Like, he buys pariahs, and then he just quits. So I thought that was very odd. And this is a very strong defense. I think we would have struggled here. And this Hunter-Killer missile ability has like a 2-minute cooldown. So it's a huge... it's a very strong ability, but it has a massive cooldown. And Space Marine can make dreadnoughts forever. He's got like infinite money. There's this weird attack going on here. I don't know why you would counterattack, like at all, but whatever. Oh, I guess the monolith does go down. I thought he quits. No, he's still alive somehow. I think pariahs were a good choice. They're anti... You can kill the Living Saint with it and all that. But yeah, I do think this has to be one of my favorite fights of all time. This just looks epic. And this is why I like variety. I much prefer variety over same old, same old. I have so much money right now, but even with all this money, I'm barely scraping by. So you can see the massive difference in skill. Like, the skill difference is pretty crazy. Now you have Space Marine versus Demons, which is pretty cool. Look at that. If that's not cool, I don't know what is. Like, that's pretty cool. Now Space Brain is making fun of his teammates. He called them passive, which I don't know what that's about. Space Brain gives up. Necrons gives up. And if you see Repentias, then you know you're screwed, because Repentias are more of a joke unit. So if you see Repentias, you're getting clowned on. Yeah, a lot of the players start to quit. Oh, nope, that's the end of the game. But yeah, you can see I have plus 200, and my army kind of sucks. I was buying stuff all the time, but my army is just garbage. So you can see just the massive skill difference between me and these guys. I think I have more money than them, but they have more kills and more, like, everything. And that's what I mean by sisters is like the weakest faction. Like, I can't teleport, I can't drop somewhere on the map. And this was a fail, by the way. So these dreadnoughts walked over here, and I think there was some Necrons over here, and then the Living Saint popped out. So the Living Saint died here, and then the Living Saint popped out of here, and then the Living Saint killed the dreadnoughts and the all the Necron stuff. Now if you make like 3 dreadnoughts, I think that's enough to kill the Living Saint. Like, dreadnoughts are a good choice against the Living Saint, but you need like 3 of them. So yeah, I don't know. That was very odd. This like panic attack. Yeah, it looks like Purple never really recovered. He just kind of stood there and did nothing. So I'm actually surprised. Purple is definitely a good player for sure, but Purple just kind of stood here and did nothing. So I don't know. And now I had the relic. If the game kept going, I would have my own little Living Saint. And I feel kind of bad because I don't know if Chaos ever captured a relic. Like, you never seen, like, Chaos could have the tier 4 stuff, but I don't know if he captured the relic or not. I think Chaos overall was weird. Like, there's no tier 4 units, there's no predators, and there's no like, tongue twister. You should have Space Marines, like normal Space Marines, but you don't see that anywhere. There's no normal Space Marines. The Chaos ones. The Chaos Space Marines are pretty good. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't buy them. And there was no Chaos. Like, did anyone buy? I just realized no one bought Chaos Space Marines. This guy never bought any. This guy never bought any, and I thought they're pretty good. Like, they're not. I don't think they're terrible. So that's interesting. Just no Chaos Space Marines. Yeah, I basically need rhinos to just go around the map. That's my only real movement option. Everyone's got like teleporting and stuff. I just have the rhinos. But yeah, this was a very odd game. You have all this variety over here. Guard, Space Marine, Necrons, all this variety. And we have sisters. And sisters don't really have answers. I don't think they have answers to everything. They don't. So I think you can counter them. There's a way to counter sisters. They don't have an answer to everything, right? So, oh yeah, and I built a base. Yeah, that's right. I built a base here. I built a second base there. I was floating a lot. You can see there, I was floating. But I didn't really have a plan. I have no idea what the best army is. So I actually had zero plans for once this was all done. I had no idea what I was gonna buy. But yeah, I think that anyways, so I think this right here is easily one of my favorite fights of all time. I think it was pretty even. It could have gone either way. But anyways, I think it's gonna I'll show you the end screen. Show you the end screen, then I'll move on. So the guy I talked about, the guy I talked about got the highest score. It looks like he did have the highest economy too. Yeah, it looks like he had the highest economy out of anyone, which is pretty crazy. I don't know how. I think he only had 5 listening points, right? He had 5 listening points, but his number is higher than everyone. And even after a half hour, I did not have all the upgrades, like not even close. So all my stuff was not maxed out. I know that. A lot of the sister upgrades, I don't know, are even worth it. So I just didn't buy them. And my faith wasn't maxed out either. So I could have had a much stronger army, I think. So then you got Chaos. Looks like Chaos got 2nd place. Makes sense. What's interesting is he basically just... So he made the Chaos Lord. And then he made the Defilers. The Defilers, I don't know if they actually killed anything. Not really. And then he did Demons. And the Demons killed a lot. But then the Demons got killed by Guard, I think. And then he made Demons again. And that worked. So I guess just keep making Demons until it works. And then I got 3rd place somehow. You can see I really struggled. I really did not do too well. I think I had a tier 4 army, but I just did not really do much of it. So, not the craziest tier 4 army. And then Theft over here with 400 points. I think Theft actually did a lot. But once he lost his buildings, he never really recovered. So, I don't know if you can recover from that. And then you have the Host. Host got, interesting. It looks like, oh no, Chaos got the highest score. So, both Chaos players were MVP, looks like it. And then Guard got the 2nd highest score. I don't know how, because he kind of just ran into bullets. He just kind of ran into the fire. So I don't know how Guard's... Like, I don't know how his score is so high. And he didn't really use his command squad correctly at all. Not really. And then the host has... He's actually 2nd to last place. I'm actually surprised, because I think Space Marine had the strongest army. I think Space Marine easily had the strongest army. What's crazy is, I don't know if he was ever tier 4. He had no Whirlwind. He had enough money for a Whirlwind, but he just never bought it. So that was odd. And then he did that weird Dreadnought sneak attack. But if you have enough money for a Dreadnought, you might as well make Land Speeders. I think Land Speeders would have been better. What an odd game. Very odd game. Necrons, looks like Necrons actually got last place. I feel bad for that guy. Let's go. He got double teamed like the whole game. And Guard, I don't know why, but Guard did not make, he didn't really make Plasma. Plasma would have been a good choice. I don't know if there was a Basilisk, like, I don't remember. I don't remember a Basilisk at all. So honestly, Guard's army was not that strong. So yeah, not the best Imperial Guard army. I have no idea if the Baneblade would have actually changed anything with the Living Saint and all the Celestians. Like, I don't know if the Baneblade would have done anything, so. Okay, Sisters has the highest kills and the most buildings destroyed. Good job. Chaos has the least casualties. That's very Chaos. A lot of kills, little casualties. That's a very Chaos thing to do. And Chaos went basically just straight for the monolith, straight for the HQ. He just sniped the HQ. So I guess that was Chaos's plan. Just snipe the HQ. I have 144 kills. Somehow. I don't know how. I just kind of ran into the Defilers and died. So I actually have no idea where this 144 kills is even from. I just kind of ran into the buildings and stuff and just died. So, and then Fieft, I don't know how you say it. He actually has the least amount of kills, but he did take out the monolith, right? So, interesting match. Space Marine got 112 kills. He actually went negative. Interesting. He has less kills than his death number is a lot higher. So he actually went negative and killed Def. What's funny is he had like double my resources and double the army. He had double everything. He could have killed me like 3 times. But he didn't. I think so. Honestly, if Space Marine would have Steeled Rain, just teleport into my base, I would have died for sure. But he never did that teleport Steeled Rain thing. So, and the snipers did a lot. Interesting. It's interesting that his score is so low. He had a very powerful army. He had a very powerful start. But his score is just really bad. And the Grey Knights could have killed all the demon stuff. They could have one-shotted all the demon stuff out there. Very interesting. Guard has 118 kills. Honestly, I don't remember them shooting. Maybe it's from the buildings. Maybe 118 building kills. I don't remember the guardsmen really fighting. Not really. So I'm not sure where this number is coming from. Maybe it's from the... I think this is just from the buildings. And Liska has 39 kills, which isn't very good. But he does have 5 buildings down. Which is pretty... I think that's pretty good. So, mostly just destroyed buildings. Net was Chaos. Net has 147 kills. I think this is interesting because his army was definitely the smallest. He mostly just had horrors, I think. And he didn't really fight that often. He fought Theft, right? So it's interesting that he had the highest kills. And he actually went positive, even with all those cultists. Like, I must have killed like 20 cultists or more. And he still went positive. So interesting. I might actually watch that again. Because I don't know how he got 147 kills. Like, I don't remember that at all. I don't know where that's coming from. Oh, there was trading. Good job. I don't know who got the donation then. He didn't donate to me. I didn't see any donation like symbol. So I don't know who he traded to. And I think that's all she wrote. Oh, looks like I have the most captures. I captured the most land, I guess. According to this. That's cool. Yeah, I think that's all she wrote. So I think, yeah, I think that's gonna be it for that one. Let's see. Looks like Guard had the biggest army, according to this. I think Guard had the. That makes sense. I think Guard having the biggest army. That I think that checks out. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that one, and I'll see you later. And I really do think that's one of my favorite fights of all time. So I will see you next time, and hopefully you like that one. And that's it for me. Scott, I'm going to be signing out here in a second. I will see you later. Bye.